So welcome everyone. It's Pierre here from PAFX, and we're gonna do this very interesting weekly market overview. I hope you guys like it. Please, if you didn't hit the like button yet, do that. And if you are not subscribed, do subscribe to get the notification every week when I do these live sessions. So I'm gonna put the disclaimer on, guys, as usual. Please read it carefully, and everyone should do that to know that the risk involved in trading, and as I always say, these market overview are only my way of trading and how I see the market, and should not be taken as a trading signal in any way. So let's see, we are about 18 viewers now. Welcome Jackson, Mustafa, Deng, Okeen, Remy, and Zach Khalifa. Welcome everyone. There's lots of you that saying hi, so welcome to all of you guys. And let us get started with this weekly market overview. Hello Illuminati Reloaded. Welcome. So let's take the disclaimer off. Guys, we have a very interesting week, and at first I'm gonna show you the news we got, as you see. And in this filter I only have the red ones with the major impacts news, so it's a full loaded week of news, so please take a look at that before entering any trade, so you see what's going on. Hello Isan, Justin, Jerica, and be careful before the news. And as I said, this is filter was only the major impact news. If we put on the medium ones too, the list gonna be very long, as you see here. So that's something that you should be aware of. For all of you that been asking me about the course and the mentoring program, yes, the doors are open now, and I am accepting new students for the next batch that's gonna start in the first week of September. And I also opened my room for those who booked the course already for a little payment in upfront to join my trading room and get the benefit of my daily update that I used to send there every day, at least a couple of times, about 20 charts updated. So if you are interested, just send me a message over Facebook and I will respond to you, so you can join the room so far until the next batch start in September. So that was it. Let's get started, and we will start as usual with the Dixie, guys. Those of you who have been following me, this is not new for you that we did test this major level down here. I've been talking about this level since the price was somewhere here, that we would test this one and probably this level here. And I said also, like last week, that we may have a bounce in the middle of the week, and we got actually this daily bounce last week here on Thursday. But then on Friday the price did retrace back down all the way and closed as a bearish engulfing candle, which means the bulls couldn't make more than one candle to try and break this important level now for a possible deeper correction higher. So we didn't get that, and all we got is another move to the downside. And the question is now, is what we are seeing the last kiss before it keep the correction, or we're gonna keep heading down? The main issue we have here in this chart, I will crunch it a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. the main issue that we have this area here, this pin bar daily here, and this one here. So we have some levels that can potentially be another market objective to probably test those areas when we have a couple of level close to the major support or resistant area. There is a possibility that the price comes all the way down to test those levels. Yeah. So far we do have a very bearish market in the dollar still. I was expecting last week that we may see that the bulls would take this a little bit higher for a deeper correction. We didn't get that yet, so we're still gonna be looking at this level where the market is testing right now, and there is a big possibility that we may test a little bit lower next week, as this daily close was very bearish day last Friday. Yeah, so keep your eyes on this level, and we're gonna see later on that the USD dollar is actually at those same extreme levels that may give a bounce, or if they break, they may give a continuation in the same direction, which means that we may probably could see the USD getting even weaker. The good thing, looking at the Dixie, if you want to see it as a good thing for a possible reversal, is this bullish divergence. It looks like the RSI went below the extreme, oversold, and went back up, but then on Friday we got another leg to the back down to the oversold area. Yeah, so we do have some bullish divergence, and we should watch that too. Yeah. Gold, what make me also keep thinking that we may see some more down is that the gold, as you see guys, did break that level that we talked about last week. We had some troubles at this area as expected. We had this pin bar or indecision candle here, the red one, but then Friday gold did actually break another new high, and making a very strong bullish structure. So gold is still very bullish right now, and we have the gold trading above this structure here now, breaking these highs. So what we want to look at first, if we're gonna see a possible correction down, or at least a retest of this structure, if we want to try to take a trend continuation on gold, there is a possibility now that gold may test these extreme highs here. We do know by fact that gold have that tendency to go high on around August. Seasonal price movement show that it do happen lots of time that golds get bullish in August, and there is a possibility that we may see a retest of the extreme highs. Yeah, the only thing is how to get involved in that, and of course to do that we have to go down to lower time frame as a 4 hour. You see here we had this a little bit of break, correction to the downside, and then another break. We was talking about this in our trading room, and someone was talking about the possibility of double top before we got this candle, but when we looked at the 1 hour, it looked like more like a bullish flag, and it actually break that flag and kept going higher. So we want to see possibly, as you see here, it went over both and start heading down on the RSI. So the first level to look at is of course the 1260 area once again, to look for possible bullish evidence at this level, to try to anticipate trend continuation on gold. We do have this structure now that should act as support, possibly a little bit higher. The bounce may come a little bit higher, but this area overall around the 1260 area is now an important level, and as you see, we still above this trend line. And yeah, if the price goes make some sideways, some consolidation and break to the upside, we're gonna definitely retest at least these levels up here, yeah, for next week. So very bullish structure. There is nothing that so far that says that we may see reversal on gold yet, so don't fight it. Oil, since we broke this important structure that I was talking about last week, I was actually before that I was looking for a possible bounce from this level back down again, but we didn't get that. We got a broke and a continuation to the upside, and looking at the daily, you see that this possible downtrend channel which we had here is now also broken. This resistant level at the 49 is also broken. It did close above the daily 200 moving average, so there is a possibility that oil may keep heading up to around the 51.50 area. If we take Fibonacci extensions to see a possible move of this leg, if we're gonna count these 1-2 leg here, it looks like we may have the 1.618 around this area, which is a bit lower than where I expected this move to end up here. And if we're gonna measure this leg, because we have another higher low and another higher high here, and if we measure this leg as the extension, you see that the 1.618 get lower, but we have the 200 at this major structure here, and at that level is where I'm expecting a take profit level. If you are long, somewhere here you should take profit if oil keep heading up. So far it looks like we may reach that level without big issues. Is it gonna correct or not? We have to wait and see. Of course, if you got a deeper correction next week, possibly a retest of this structure, this broken structure never got tested again, then you have the possibility to try to take another trade here. If it keep going higher, maybe your best shot gonna be on the lower time frame, on the 4 hour and the 1 hour, to try to trade those patterns when you got those flags that got broken, and you anticipate a continuation higher, because it don't correct much every time. This correction down was very good, especially it ended at the 200 moving average, and we had some structure here. As you see, looking left, we had a lots of structure here, and possibly a Fibonacci retracement of 38 just by eyeballing. A little bit more than that, around between the 50 and the 61 it ended, yeah. So for next week, of course, a correction, deeper correction back down to this area should be perfect for a long trade on oil. Forex, and we start with Aussie CAD. So we had this move to the downside, and that move got broken, and we start anticipating possible continuation to the upside on this pair. But last week, after this try to the upside, this pair couldn't break, it couldn't go all the way and break this high, which gave us now our first lower high. We have this low now. Friday did close at a very strong bearish engulfing candle. So the next area to look at, if this pair gonna come down here to this level next week and test that area, is where I am interesting to look at for a possible short-term bounce back up to the upside, and I'm going to show you that on the 1 hour. The reason I am expecting a possible short-term bounce is this neckline here, as you see, this rejection here on this pin bar. We have to the left here, it was acting at good support in the past, some resistance support, so it is a good flip zone here, as you see, looking even more to the left here. If we put this from this level here, you see that been acting as good support in the past. Yeah, so it is worth to look at this structure down here and see if we're gonna get at least one bounce back up. If you give you another entry reason as here, or maybe you can go down to even 1 hour to try to anticipate. Look how price did leave this level before another time. So very important level to look at and see if there is if the bulls are waiting at this level or not. Of course, if we don't get that bounce, let's say it goes and give you another retest higher, then you can anticipate to try to follow another leg to the downside also. If this got broken, then we probably gonna see a retest of this structure down here, because looking left, you see that there is not much that gonna stop this move if we're gonna break this support level here. Yeah. So no new high. It did break this neckline. We may see another retest of the neckline and a continuation on the 1 hour. It looks like a double top or triple top. So if we do a retest of this neckline, I will be looking for possible bearish evidence to try to continue this leg back down here. Yeah. So it depends how our week start, but as you see, there is lots of pressure to the downside. This one was very major, this one is very big also, and a bearish engulfing. Aussie Chief, oh my god, Chief was hammered by every pair last week. I'm looking at this AB equals CD move that may complete at this structure up here next week. Possibly that we say that Aussie Chief do test this structure here, and if we look left, we see that this was the last high we have on this pair, but we're gonna go and look even here. Earlier 2015 we had this high at that same level, and we had this area here that also been acting as a good resistant level, as you see here, sorry, support. And as you see, we have a good flip zone of support and resistance at this level here. Yeah, so if this pair show us some bearish evidence at this level up here, it could be a good AB equals CD move, and possibly look for bearish evidence for at least a retest of this structure down here before it keep probably heading up, because the trend is very strong to the upside. So if you're gonna take this to the downside, if it gives you the right signals, so don't forget that you are trading a counter trend trade in this case, so your take profit shouldn't be very wide. I wouldn't be looking for a retest of these lows. Somewhere here would be good, and I would probably move my stop loss to break even a little bit faster than usual, because it is a counter trend trade, yeah. But if next week we don't reach that level and you see that this pair give you the retest of this structure at first, then I would be looking for a possible continuation from this level here for another retest of this structure up here. So you have a couple of choices here. Trade your plan and look for opportunities up here or at this structure here, if that would be the first level that gonna be tested next week, yeah. Aussie Jappy, we have a very good looking double top on the daily. I do like what I see here. We have a hanging man formation here. We had a evening star here before, and we had on Thursday bearish engulfing and another lower close, never broke the lows, but it is a bearish candle, and the bearish divergence on the RSI was very, very big when we had this candle here. So there is a possibility for short-term trades on lower time frame here for at least a retest of this structure here. Probably we're gonna break the neckline, yeah. And if you got that, let me go down to the lower time frame. You see this structure here gonna be a very strong support. So as I said, short term there is a possibility if it's gonna retest lower here, but your take profit should be at this area here, because we may see another bounce to the upside from this level, yeah. Looking at the 4 hour, you see that we have some fake out here, possible fake out above this pin bar, and then got rejected, make a flag, and we had a possible break here, and a possible head and shoulders as you see also. Nothing to trade because it was very late Friday, this close here, but there is a possibility that we have this head and shoulders scenario. The neckline, you want to see that neckline broken, and that was the short-term trade I was talking about, that you may get this move down here, yeah, and then possible bounce back up, because the trend is very strong to the upside. And if you want to anticipate a reversal of this trend, you want to see a break of this trend line and this structure here looking left. It is very important structure. You want to see a break of this structure, retest, and then you can anticipate a trade to these lows, or possibly even down to retest of this neckline and structure down here, yeah. Very clear structure, so it shouldn't be easy to trade. You have to look for those break, the neckline of this head and shoulder. It is short term, your take profit should be here. If that got broken, retested, then you can anticipate a trade for retest of these lows or this level down here. Okay, but do not forget how strong this move was to the upside, yeah. So think about that. Aussie New Zealand, it came back down at that support level that I talked about last week in the overview. I said last week we was here when I did this weekly overview, and I said we're gonna look where price is testing right now for a possible bounce up. We got that bounce up, 2 days up, but then we got rejected with a bearish engulfing candle, another push to the downside, and a close here in Friday back at support. It is an important support level, as you see. It has been acting as good support in the past and resistance back here. So looking at this pressure to the downside, I still think that we may see a break of this next week. We do have the daily 200 moving average at that same level also, so it is an important level. Yeah. We can also talk about this possible double bottom. So very important level. We're back at the same level. So the whole last week nothing happened actually. The price went back up and back down at the same as we opened the week. Looking at the 4 hour, you see that price had lots of problem to make new highs here, break this high. We couldn't break this high. It looks like we have lots of pressure still from the bears at this level, and that what make me start thinking that since we never got a continuation of this move to the upside, that possibly next week we maybe can see a break of this structure. But it is a clean structure as you see here, so it would be very easy to see if it is broken or not. Yeah, and especially if you look at the 4 hour. So look for a close below this low here, and you can go down to 1 hour 15 minutes to see if you're gonna get the retest, which gonna give you better risk to reward, and probably continuation down. Yeah, so that is the reason why I think that we may see more down on this one. I hope that makes sense. Aussie USD at the top again, and lots of indecision. We got rejected once. We do have a good bearish divergence on the RSI. Looking left, guys, you see that actually we don't have much at this level. The bounce came from this structure here, and we do still have this high that gonna act as last defense, as you see here, in case this pair gonna go higher. It is a very bullish market, and looking at the 4 hour, you see that we got a break of this box, retest, and the price did bounce back up. But those looking at those 4 hours here, you see that no one won the battle last Friday. We didn't get something like this, a break of this high yet. Structure wise, we do actually have a higher high and a higher low, so there is a possibility that this keep moving higher. I would be looking for that. It would be the best way if it gonna came down here, retest this structure and continue back up. That would be the easiest way to trade this one next week, and you're gonna be anticipating a trend continuation and trading with the trend. Now Friday we didn't have a break below this pin bar, which would make it a little bit easy to think that we may see at least a retest of this structure down here. Yeah, so we have to go down to 4 hours to take those decisions. Do we have here a bear flag that maybe gonna get broken and retest the bottom of this box, or we're gonna have a continuation up? Yeah, where the price is right now, nothing for me to trade. I would want to see the retest here to look for a possible bullish evidence for at least a retest of the top of the box or these highs. Where the price is right now, I wouldn't take a counter trend on this one. The uptrend is very strong, so all we have is this bearish divergence that tell us that maybe we may see a bounce back down to at least this level. But look at these candles here. The bulls was very strong, but here last week or last 8 days or something, the momentum is not as big as before. We can't talk about any reversals yet, because even though the price came down and break this structure here, we still have this important structure, which is much important than this one here. Yeah. So you have to be careful trading this pair. If you're gonna take it to the downside, you should have good risk to reward, not a very big take profit, because you have structure here, and the last structure would be down here. Yeah, take it one swing at a time if you want to counter trend trade this one. CAD Jappy definitely lost momentum. It did test the extreme highs here. As you see, we need to crunch a lot to see this support level is acting now as resistant here. Looking at this very strong move to the upside, this one A, B, C, D is overextended. As you see here, we are trading above the 200 still. We did have the same level last week. This structure here never got broken, and that was what I was looking at last week, a break of this structure for a possible retest of these levels down here. Yeah, we didn't get that, and we have now a trading box. Looking at it on the 4-hour, you see we have this range now, and it have been sideways for a long time. And what you can do if you like to trade those ranging markets is go down to the 1-hour, and of course try to buy the lows, sell the highs. I would more recommend sell the highs in anticipation that we may see a break, since we see that we had some lost momentum on the daily. So selling the highs in anticipation for a possible break of this structure for more to the downside would be maybe a little bit better, just because of this bearish divergence on the RSI now is very clear. Yeah, so this momentum is fading now, and that's what make me start look for a break of this structure below here. Yeah. Euro Aussie took a loss last week on this one. Was expecting a retest of this structure and back down, but as you see, got spiked out. So as for now, because we had another rejection from low here and a close above this spin bar, start thinking that this AB equals CD reversal may continue higher. Yeah, we do have now possible higher high, a clear higher low, and a possible trend change. So I will try to find entry reason long next week if, and that only if, we break this structure up here as you see here. Yeah, it was a very strong hard traded last week, because was anticipating that we're gonna get the break, never got that. We got a lower low on the 4-hour, but then price did move strongly to the upside and got rejected once again. Yeah, so for trend continuation, you're gonna look for trade somewhere here to the downside, a possible retest of this structure, and then you're gonna be anticipating this trend continuation to the downside. If you want to trade this possible reversal of this downtrend, you have to wait for possible break of this structure, retest, and then try to trade it to the upside. Yeah, as for now, as you see, lots of indecision, and you need to see a clear break here before you trade it to the upside. But as we have a higher low on the daily, I still think that possibly we're gonna see this move next week. So let's wait and see what price action gonna give us. EuroCAD another pair that I was expecting that we may see this one leave the channel, both the downtrend channel and this sideways channel. Yeah, it did try to do that. As you see here, we had this, let's call it a false breakout on the daily, and then the price went back in this box again. We do have a higher low on the daily still, so the possibility is still there, but we never close above these highs here, yeah, which make it a little bit harder. If we go down to the 4 hour, you're gonna see this clear range here, and you see why the price having problem to break this resistant level. It was support here in the past. We have this major candle that break this support, and it looks like it has been acting as very strong resistant now. This last bearish engulfing candle was a clear signal that the bears was at this level and they were strong, and they pushed back the price in the box. So it is still box play here. Sell the highs, buy the lows until you see the break of this box to one side or the other. It is not much left to this support level down here, yeah. So be very careful putting your take profit levels if you want to trade it to the downside. The first trouble area gonna be the bottom of the box. The second trouble area gonna be this structure down here, yeah. The second scenario, if we're gonna get a clear break of the channel, the box and the channel here, a daily close above this high here would be clear signal that we can see a possible continuation higher. Until that happen, you need to keep playing this box until it breaks. This pair is very boring last week. Lots of sideways, lots of indecision, pin bars up, pin bars down, no clear direction. We have a higher high on the daily, and we probably have now a higher low also. So don't get me wrong, we see that this trend is still to the upside. We have some accumulation phase here, fake out retest of the box, the lows of the box, and another move higher. So we did break a new high and we have another higher low, so there is a possibility that we see this happen next week. I would be looking for this, if the price reaches this structure up here, for bearish evidence in this area to try to take a short for a possible bounce back down here. To the upside, I wouldn't trade this one to the upside. Looking at how last week it looks very choppy and lots of indecision, yeah. Nothing for me, but I was thinking that I show you the pair for those of you who trade it. Euro JPY sideways, still in that box, accumulation phase, and we want to know what's in this accumulation. Is it for a transmission to continuation to the upside, or a possible reversal down to at least a retest of this structure, yeah. Looking at this on the weekly, you see that we do have some structure here that defending this level, and that's maybe why we have lots of sideways. We do also have the 200 weekly moving average at this level, yeah. So we want to see a clear break, and of course a break of this box. The next structure level gonna be the 132 area, 32.300, gonna be a structure of resistance. Or if we got the break of the box, then of course we're gonna probably see a retest of this structure down here. So when the market doing these sideways, it's very hard to know in which way those boxes gonna break. On the 4 hour, you see that we had this box play, and we have now this possible flip zone of support and minor support and resistance level. Yeah, so you can anticipate those box play until you have the break. For me, looking more for the break from the downside that could give a little bit more, much more actually, take profit if we're gonna test this structure down here. And Euro USD, we did break that last line of defense down here last week. Looking at it on the weekly, you see that we had a close above this pin bar, which make it much harder to know what's will going next week. As you see here, having this break and close above this one tell us as for now the bears wouldn't as strong, and if we're gonna keep continuing higher above the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement, next structure gonna be up here. Yeah, the trend is still intact to the upside, but it is an area, even though we had a little bit of close above this structure here, we may keep a little bit cautious for a possible bounce back down. And last week, after the news, we have this bearish candle, but it couldn't break these lows. It is an important level now, the 1.16 area down here. Never got broken, and Friday we got a bullish engulfing candle at this level. So it looks like the bulls are clear, still in a clear control on this one. We do have some bearish divergence, I can see that, but we are still in an uptrend, and very interesting to see next week if this is gonna continue higher. For me to start thinking more long, I want to see a break and close above the 1.18 area up here. I know that this level may gonna be a big psychological level and a trouble area. Yeah, so a close above the retest would, and a continuation would give us a continuation trade, and that would make the Euro USD enter a very important new era here, because this consolidation may be gonna be the accumulation phase of this move, and we probably gonna see a continuation much higher in that case. Is the market ready for that? I'm not sure. We're gonna get August is next week will start, and usually we do have sideways market in August. Yeah, so are we gonna get something like this? This was the summer last week, and if we measure this range, last year, this range was about the highest high was 319 pips, and this lower range in August, if we're gonna measure somewhere here, you see that this it was about 200 pips. Yeah, so the question is if we're gonna get a summer sideways market now or not. I'm not sure if this gonna keep going under August also to the upside, but we want to see the break of the 1.18 before I can start thinking to go long from here. Sterling Aussie. I was looking for this pair to reach this level to give me a possible retest of this structure and the daily 200 for a possible trend continuation and short to the downside. It didn't make it that high. We, as you see, it did reach up here and then got rejected. Thursday was an indecision candle, and Friday we got this spinning top. I'm still looking for continuation down to complete this AB equal possible AB equal CD leg before we see the bounce to the upside. Looking at this area here, there is a big possibility that we see a good bounce to the upside. As for now, it looks like good bearish flag. We want to see when it's gonna get broken in that case, if we want to trade it to the downside. And looking at the 4 hour, you see that we had this structure. When that structure got broken, I was thinking that now we maybe have this chance to see this retest here and give us the chance to trade it to the downside. That never happened. The price went all the way back down, did break a couple of lows here, never break this extreme low here, yeah, and bounced back up. Lots of troubles here. So for next week, I will keep looking where the price is testing right now. If it's gonna make it to break back up here, or if I see a break of this flag here, then I will try to anticipate it back down to the bottom of this channel here, yeah. Those are the possibilities that I see. So if this got broken, we may have a short-term trade until it reaches this level here, and then I will be looking for a possible bounce back down for a trend continuation trade back down here. We do have a clear trend with lower lows, major lower highs also, and for me there is no reason to look at something else than short so far. If I would start to think long on this pair, it need to break this structure up here, yeah. As for now, that's not happening. Sterling Jappy, we did put a lower low below this structure here. This double top now is confirmed. We had a break of this neckline. This can now be considered as correction up. We had this correction to the upside, which could be 261 trade, looking at this double top and the correction to the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement. Thursday was a bearish engulfing candle, strong one, and Friday a doji with lots of indecision. So a close below this here now could be a good trigger for a possible continuation back down to retest of this neckline here, yeah. This downtrend is still intact because we never break these highs. We do our last lowest low is still here. This is another first lower high after this high here. So all this can give us a reason to think that there is a possibility that we keep hitting down and maybe complete an A, B, C, D leg down here at this neckline and structure, where probably we gonna see a bounce to the upside, yeah. Looking at this trend line, this old trend line, there is a possibility if the price keep heading down that we may gonna bounce at this trend line and this structure. So very interesting pair to look at next week. Looking down on the 4 hour, you see that this first flag here got broken now, and I want to see a break of this structure here on the lower time frame next week. Let me show you what I mean. A break of this here on the lower time frame gonna be a good for at least retest of these lows here, and possibly even more to the downside. Yeah, we cannot look at this chart and not look at this major candle here. This candle here show lots of strengths with the bears. We did break this structure low now with a lower low here, another lower high. So yeah, I'm looking for more short here. Let's see, you guys writing lots of stuff there. Hello Pierre, welcome Ryan, nice to see you here. Miss it the greatest. You didn't miss anything, man. Just see the recording. I always upload those to YouTube. They are automatically uploaded after the live session ends. They're gonna stay at my YouTube page, so just see the recording. Yeah, sorry guys, let's keep going. Sterling New Zealand, we did break this consolidation box with a strong candle here, and as I said, this structure here may act as a good support, and as far until now it is holding very well. As you see, we are trading now below this 200 daily moving average. Yeah, so looking at this move to the upside, it couldn't even test this structure here. Yeah, and we got this bearish engulfing and a couple of one doji and another inverted hammer to the downside. So it looks bearish, and there is a lots of pressure, but before you can short this, you want to see a clear break of this structure here and close below a daily close to make you more sure that we gonna probably test the bottom back down here. Yeah, as this structure is not broken yet, you can't short it because it is sitting on support, and you can see that much more on the 4 hour. It is a clean level. We had a fake out before here, and now it looks like it is acting as good support. There is some box play ongoing right now. You can still play those boxes, buying the lows, selling the highs until it breaks to one way. So 4 hour, we did actually have a higher high, a higher low and a higher high higher than this one, but the major high that you want to see broken is this level here if you want to start thinking that this one may go even higher. Yeah, and even if it goes and break this high, you still have this whole structure to take care of. So that's why I'm saying, if you see another retest here, bullish evidence at this level, you can of course try to buy it from here, because the risk to reward gonna be low, and an anticipation for at least retest of these highs here or even higher. In other case scenario, if this box and this support got broken, retest and retest it, you are sure that we have a break and not a fake out as it happened before, then you see on the retest bearish evidence at this structure here, then you can short this pair even more to the downside. So keep an eye at this structure down here. It's a very, very important and clean structure. You see it very clearly here. This was the fake out, so you don't want to trade before you see a close. So when this 4 hour candle was down here, it was a full body red candle, and probably lots of traders did trade this one, and then before it closed, it went all the way back up, closed above the support and kept heading higher. Yeah, so look for close of at least a 4 hour candles. A daily could be even better, because here we had a clear break and a close a 4 hour candle, and even though price got rejected back down in the box. So and you see here another fake out. So be careful. That's why you want to see those retests that make you keep out from lots of bad trades. When you wait for the retest, you see that the retest failed to get back in, then you can take your trades if you want to filter out bad trades. Okay, I hope that makes sense, guys. I think I'm explaining way too much, then it's gonna take more time. Sterling USD, we're still trading above the daily 200 moving average. We still have a bullish structure, guys. There is a possibility that you may see this as a double top. There is some bearish divergence on the RSI, but still on price action, we don't have those clear reason for short. We're not even below this trend line here yet. And as you see here, we now break this major high here, and we are trading above this structure here too. We had a close, so there is a possibility that the price keep heading up and retest this structure here, but we have to see a clear break of this Thursday high here, a clear break and close above it before start thinking that. Looking at this possible double top and bearish divergence make me start thinking possibly we may reverse, but nothing for sure at all. Let's go down to the 4 hour and see what we have. You see now that we have this strong candle to the upside, and this was the close candle last Friday, so there was probably some intraday traders that took the long from somewhere here and did close positions, and that's why you got this rejection. So don't count on this candle too much. Even on the 4 hour, you see that we have another higher high, higher than this high here, another higher low. If you want to trade this to the downside, I don't think I need to explain that. You want to see a break of this trend line, retest, continuation. If we want to anticipate a trend continuation for a possible retest of those highs up here, then of course we would be looking down here at this level for a possible bullish evidence. Yeah, this candle here is the mother candle of this range now, and you want to see it broken to the upside before you continue higher, or if it's gonna break to the downside and break this trend line. Those are the level that you should be looking at for next week. Daily structure, once again, still bullish, with a little bit slower momentum since we had this correction down. Yeah. New Zealand chief, another chief pair that got lots of hammering last week, but it is actually reaching a good level that we should pay attention to. Looking at how the price left this area here in the past, and another time here it left with a very strong momentum, there is a possibility that we see a bounce here. Looking left, you see that this is the last defense line before, yeah, we have to go back even to these days back here to see some structure. Yeah, the RSI is at the oversold. The 3-day moves here was very strong, so the momentum to the upside is still very strong, guys, and it is a bullish structure. I'm not saying anything else. We did break this head and shoulder neckline here. If you see what I mean now, it did break this neckline here, and yeah, at least a retest back down of this structure. It wouldn't be wrong to try to take a counter trend to a retest of this structure down here from this very good supply level. Yeah, so that's the level where I'll be looking at next week for to see a possible bearish evidence. Nothing to buy even if it break higher. I want to see it go at least back down here to give me a possibility to enter long. Looking at the the whole move here, you see that the 38.2 gonna be somewhere in this area, and the 61.8 would be the best level for a possible, for me anyway, for a possible trend continuation from this level here would be good. Nothing else at this level. I will be look at first for a possible bounce back down. New Zealand Jappy, it did now break this old and long trend line. You see here, this trend line now broken. It did break it, did some consolidation, broke the consolidation box here, but then there was not much left before we reached the extreme highs of this resistance here. Yeah, looking at the RSI, we do have some bearish diversions, actually more than some. We have a strong bearish divergence, I would say. There is an interesting level and a supply level where the price, we had a major move to the downside from this level, but we still making higher highs. So if we want to short this, we want to go lower time frame to see other evidence. As for now, it couldn't even break back down in this box. The price went back down, and as you see, it making a rounded bottom and start heading up. Even the RSI start heading up. So next week it would be interesting to see what will happen if we got this double top scenario here, if we're gonna get some bearish divergence also on the RSI, and possible bearish engulfing candle at this level would be a good reason for me to enter, because the risk to reward would be very good, since this would be our stop loss would be somewhere 20 pips or so, 30 pips above this one, and taking the trade from this level in anticipation for at least retest of this structure here, or see that price probably gonna enter the box again. Yeah, as for now, I wouldn't go long from this level here, because the resistance is not far away. Yeah, look at this level next week. Look at the break of this box also. That would give you another maybe another possibility for a retest of the lows of this range here. Yeah, very interesting range. So there is some accumulation going. Is it for more up or a break and back down to the lower channels? New Zealand USD still heading higher and higher. It don't know how to stop. We did break even this high now. We have a higher close, as you see here, but it is at the top of this channel. It still is at an important level, of course. Looking at this A, B, C, D leg, we have now a close above the 1.27 extension, and we have to look at the weekly to see where that second extension is somewhere here. 1.618 extension gonna be at this structure, and at this structure also we do have a very good and possible resistance level up here. If this pair choose to keep going higher, you see that it is testing. It did close exactly at the 200 weekly moving average. Yeah, on the weekly you can't almost not see that we had this correction down. This is A, B, C below here, and there is a possibility that we may see the extension that it reached this extension too. But we looking left here, you see we have a lots of structure here also. So very tricky, very tricky. Hard traded to the downside. It would be much better to wait for this to do a retest to this level here and the channel, and maybe give you another bounce to the upside. That way you would be trading with this very strong trend to the upside. To the downside, it's gonna fake you, because we did have a couple of days down. Lots of trader possibly was thinking that this is reversing now, but it actually was only a correction. Even here we had a little bigger move, and even this move, it wasn't a reversal, it was correction only and a continuation higher. So we do actually have this move here is one leg, this is the correction, and there is a possibility that this leg and higher at that 1.618 extension. But we are at the top of the channel at the start of the next week. I wouldn't be very shocked if we see some correction back down, but the easiest way to trade this strong market is to the upside, and from this structure down here it would be the safest way. Before we start thinking reversal, we want to see this structure here broken, okay? Because look here, that's those two tops are the major ones, and that's why I want to see a break of this channel, up channel, and a break of this structure to start thinking that we really gonna have a much deeper move to the downside. Still very strong, still not showing any weakness yet. Hello Christina, welcome. I think it's the first time to you with us. USD CAD guys, sitting at that very important support level, crazy strong leg, but don't be very surprised. You see here this move was also very strong. We need to look at the weekly once again to see where we are. I still expect this pair to at least reach the 1.27 extension, even possibly lower to this 1.618 at the end of this move. But we did break this weekly support, and I was hoping so that last week we could keep heading a little bit higher to give us a possibility for to enter somewhere here for anticipating the continuation to the downside. We got this bullish engulfing Thursday, and then Friday it took everything back and closed as bearish engulfing once again to the downside. And yeah, I don't like to enter a market that is being oversold such a long time. I still want to see this correction higher, or if it gives us, as it happens here, some consolidation, a couple of week or at least a week consolidation sideways, give us a box. Then if that box got broken down, I would enter short from this level, or if the box breaks to the upside, I could also try to trade it up to this area somewhere here, yeah, at around the 38.2. Otherwise, I don't like to take those trades. I want to trade it from higher price short. If I am not already in this one from this structure, I wouldn't short it even if it goes and break next week. Not my style, but everyone of you have the own reasons. Looking at the 4 hour, you see guys that this high here is actually broken. We did break this high. We have a possible double bottom. We have possible bullish divergence on the RSI. Not possible, we do have a bullish divergence on the RSI. So yeah, where the price is right now is a very important level for this pair, and bullish evidence at this level down here and a break of this neckline here, it would be a very good reason to see for a possible as I said before, retest of this structure, you should take profit somewhere here and try to follow this one back down. I still think that there is more to the downside on this one. Okay. USD Chief, all the Chief pairs moved much higher than this one, but as you know guys, USD and Chief was the weakest pairs last week. We did break this low, this structure here. We do have a lower low, so even though we had this move to the upside, and you can also say, oh, we did break this channel, it's a channel with two pivots, one here and one here. You can start arguing that now this trend is broken. It is actually not broken yet, not in my book, because if this downtrend to be broken, for me, I want to see a close above this last high. That didn't happen. We got rejected and closed below. And the main thing that we do also break this low here, and we have a lower low, lower close. It is a major low now, and we did break this one, which make me more unsure about this area where we are right now. And you see that this is the last resistant level. So for next week, we want to see if the price gonna come back down to at least this structure here. If that happen, it gives bullish evidence and goes and close above this structure here, then there is a possibility for more up on this one. Otherwise, there may be gonna be more to the downside on this one, just because I don't like to see a break and close below and not look at that as a signal for more to the downside. So if this close last Friday was above this high, that would make me much more clear on this move. So at first next week, look for lower time frame to see if you're gonna see a higher low here for a possible continuation up. Let's go down to the 4 hour and I'll show you what I mean. And we had this head and shoulder that got broken now, and on lower time frame, of course, we do have higher low and a higher high. That's why I'm saying that if we see this happen next week and another bounce, then we have another two higher lows, and that would give me more confidence that we may see at least a retest of these highs here, or a possible continuation of this trend to the upside. Until that, I wouldn't take any trade on this one. I would want to see correction back down. There is bearish, very strong bearish divergence on the RSI, looking at this one here, and from this to this, you see a very strong move to the upside and a much higher high, but on the RSI it was a lower, much lower high here. Yeah, lots of indecision here last week. It was very choppy. So from the neckline of this head and shoulder and this support area would be much better for me to try to long this pair if it's gonna give us a bounce at this level here. Yeah. And I think the last pair gonna be USD JAPY. So we had this down channel last week. We had a break of it, but never make a higher high here. We never break this important resistant level. As you see, if we look left, it was a very strong support that is acting as resistant now. We did try to break it, never happened. We got rejection down. We had that 2618 trade that we took. Those of you who's follow me on TradingView, I did publish that idea, and I said take some profit somewhere here, and I hope that you guys took some profit somewhere here, those who follow me, because we had this move ended somewhere here at the 61.8 correction of this whole leg to the downside. Looking at it now at the 4 hour, you see that we have some struggle at this level, and for next week, let's go back to the daily. We want to see a break and close below this last low here. This doji candle here never got broken. The close was a little bit higher above this pin bar. We did close now below the daily moving average that have been acting as good support in the past. Looking here, another test here, back down. It was tested once again. I did talk about in the weekly last week that we may see a bounce from this level, and we got that bounce. But now, after the retest of this structure and this move to the downside, it looks like we may see this continuing down for at least retest of this structure down here for next week. Looking at gold and how much momentum it have make me think that this is very possible next week. So the downtrend is still intact. We still have a lower high here, another lower high, and that's why I'm looking for a possible break of this level here. If that don't happen and we get another bounce to the upside, because we are sitting at support, then you may have the possibility to take one counter trend to the upside. Depend if you got what signals you got on the 4 hour. As for now, it doesn't look as good because this structure is broken, and the last support is still this this low here that is holding it. Yeah, if you get next week a bounce above this candle here, a close here, there is a possibility that we may test these highs or up here, and then you can try to anticipate another move to the downside. This major candle show you that there is lots of strength in this move to the downside. It did try to break higher, never make it. Another try, never make higher than this high here. Another lower high now. So everything about this chart at the moment look pushing lower. That's why I'm thinking that we may see that break next week for a retest of these highs, these lows here. Yeah, and we're back to the Dixie, which means that was the last pair we looked at. I've been talking for 1 hour and 20 minutes. I don't know, guys, how you make it to stay so much with me. Thank you very, very much for that. Yeah, as usual, any questions or any pairs you want me to look at, I'm gonna take some water. I'm waiting to see if there is any questions in the chat. Please don't forget to hit the like button. I want to see some likes that make me happy to keep doing this week in and week out. And please give me some feedback in the comment section also if you're looking for at the recording. So, any question? Mustafa Harun, Pierre, great analyzed, but any chance for Sterling CAD? Let's take a look at that, Mustafa. You're welcome, Atik. You're welcome, Alex. Yeah, Mustafa, my friend, it's also another bearish chart. We should be looking at where price is almost right now. You see that this structure here is the last defense before the price reached the extreme lows back down here. So as for now, we're still looking at a very bearish chart with lower lows and lower highs. We had a bounce back down here, but not much happened. Friday was a bearish engulfing candle, and I think that we may see the test of the extremes of this level, and if that got broken, then you can look for a retest of this structure, the extreme lows back down here. If we look at the 4 hour, I was looking at this last week and I was thinking, wow, what a nice rounded bottom. And I think you did see that in our trading room, Mustafa, that I was saying that nice rounded bottom at this level. We may see a break, and we want to see a break of this level before anticipating more up. But then we got this very strong bearish engulfing candle, and it looks like something like a flag now. I think looking at the 1 hour, you see this flag was broken the last hour on Friday, and there is a possibility that we see this happen in the beginning of next week at least. Very interesting to see what will happen back down here or on lower time frame. Gonna be, you should be looking at somewhere here, yeah, where we have the most touches. If we're gonna see a double bottom here and a bounce back up, or a break, and the last defense line, as I said, gonna be somewhere here 1.62 area. Still very bearish trend and intact trend. If you want to trade this one to the upside, you want to see a break of at least this high here once again, yeah. So if you want to trade this to the upside, you want maybe to want to take it from somewhere down here, which gonna give you a good risk to reward, and look for a break of this structure here. Then your next trouble area gonna be this level, and if this high here got broken, then you're good to go for much more. In that way, this whole structure here would be clear broken now to the upside. Until that happen, you should be looking for bearish until we reach this structure down here. Yes. Anything else? Sterling Chief, guys, all the Chief, I think I will show you that too. Sterling Chief, yeah. What to say about that move? It's very strong to the upside. Now we did break this structure here. We are trading above this very good resistance level. It was a good resistance level in the past. If you want to anticipate a continuation, you want to see at least a retest back down of this broken neckline to try to take it from here if you get bullish evidence here. But for me, I think that we may see something like this. A little deeper correction would be even better. We now broke above the daily 200 moving average. A deeper correction down to retest of this neckline and structure would be a much better price to buy this. Okay. Sterling CAD, didn't we do that? Yeah, we did that. And Sterling Chief, we did that. You're welcome guys, you're welcome. Stronger support level. We will talk about that, Mustafa, in the course, trust me. Hello Pierre Cat Chief, what do you think? Head and shoulder neckline breakout, maybe enter at retest of neckline. Everyone want to trade the Chief next week. Let me see. I'm not sure which head and shoulder you're talking about. This one was broken for a long time. It did break these highs. It did now break this channel since 2015. Yeah, there is a possibilities that we see the next trouble area gonna be somewhere up here at this double top. And of course, once again, it went, this leg is extended a little bit now. We want to see, it is a bullish trend. There is no discussion about that. You want to see if it's gonna retest at first this structure, if it's gonna hold. It looks like a very strong resistance that should be a very strong support. And the first level you want to look at is somewhere here, to see if you got this bounce from this level, or if it's gonna give us even better price, if that would be the retest of this structure down here. Yeah, that would be even better price. So all depends on how deep of a correction we get next week. Very strong uptrend, but I'm not sure if it is ready and gonna continue from this level to reach these highs here. Yeah, the resistance is broken, and we should be looking for more up. The main question, how deep of a correction we're gonna get, my friend. Yeah, that's it. I think that's it, guys. I don't see any more questions or chart request. Thank you very, very much for being here. Once again, please hit the like button if you didn't do yet. Do share this video in the right forums, and let much more traders get the benefit of it. Thank you very much, and see you in over Facebook and all our social media channels. Bye bye, guys, and thank you very much to being here with me today.